see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, a bright blessed day and the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people gone by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people gone by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. So we thank Robert here to bring music today. And we thank Opal for bringing some beautiful prayers for us today. And if you all would like to pray after service, Opal usually goes downstairs to get lunch ready for all of us. But Donna Lynn said that she would be happy to pray with anyone that would like to pray. She's sitting back there with the sun hat on. And if you'd like to write a prayer request, you are welcome to do that, and they go in the box in the back of the church. So I also want to thank Ken Reinhardt for keeping us all in order. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. And I'm Lori Smith. I'm the spiritual leader here at Unity on the Avenue. It's my honor to do that. And I want to just welcome everybody here today. It's a beautiful day, and I'm glad you chose to come and worship with us and be together. Your energy and your love is what makes this spiritual community so special. So thank you. So it's time for some.
Our congregational today comes from YOU. The kids. So does everybody know the song Mama's Little Baby Loves Short and Short and Red? Okay, that's the music. It goes like this. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is healthy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is healthy and well. All right, what an affirmation. I love that. And since I think we need those cells, get a little exercise, I think we should stand to sing this song, if you're able. Come on, it's a lot easier to stand and sing. Once more. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is healthy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is healthy and well. So I was listening to the kids sing this once, and then the little kids, who are younger than the bigger kids, started singing it this way. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Sing it. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. So you know me, I like to do it with no music. Here we go. Happy and healthy. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is healthy and well. Yeah, I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. Thank you, Unity Kids.
Look at all these great kids ready to sing. Okay, so now I would like you to join me in our statement of faith. There is only one power, one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
As we breathe in love. I breathe in love, and it flows with my life. Am I expanding or am I contracting? When I'm thinking my beliefs and everything about me, the love flows freely. When I breathe, remember to always breathe. When you contract, you put up walls and you shut yourself off. When you're feeling frightened or threatened or feel that something is just not right, remember to breathe. Breathe the breath of life, for the breath of life opens you up. If you just sit, and it will open up your chest. It gives your heart room to expand. By practicing breathing, when you're rushing about during the day, even if you're in the car, just stop. When you're at the light, just breathe. It will drop the barriers. You begin to open up. Instead of going into panic, you just take a moment to breathe and always ask yourself, do you want to contract or do you want to expand? And of course, we all want to expand and let the flow of life, the life of love, the energy that flows and it comes up through the earth, through our feet, up through our body, up through all parts that are tight and filled with tension. Something so simple as just the breath of life. For we know that all of our relationships are enveloped in a circle of love. For we love our fellow human beings in this circle of love. Whether they are living or not, they're just a step away, in our thoughts. And these thoughts include our friends, everyone. And learn to forgive. Let that breath breathe out and affirm that you have harmonious relationships with everyone where there's mutual respect and caring on both sides. Open up your heart and know that this space is filled with unconditional love. For today, affirm and claim, I am a new person. I am relaxed. I am free. My thoughts and every sense of pressure, no person or thing can irritate me because I am free. And I take this breath of life and I breathe in and I breathe out. And I express gratitude and thanksgiving always because I am love. I am God. I am that I am. And so it is. And so we are. Amen.
I am in you. You are in me. I am the truth and the love and the light that will set you free. My faith is a boat on the ocean, sailing a stormy sea. I am in you. You are in me. I am in you. You are in me. I am the truth and the love and the light that will set you free. My love is a star in the heavens, shining for all to see. I am in you. You are in me. Be still and know you are.
Thank you. Very pretty. Okay, so today we are talking about healing, and I will start it off with a joke. I've been asked to do that, so this is my joke. It is about a man who comes into the doctor. Doctor, doctor, I had an accident. I've lost 3 fingers off my right hand. Will I be able to write? The doctor says, probably, but I would not count on it. It takes a minute, I know. So the title of today is Nurturing Your Soul, Healing the Mind, Body, and Spirit. So when the rain falls, as it's been happening the last week or so, it revitalizes the earth, nourishing the soul and giving life to plants and flowers. And our courtyard looks so beautiful because of that. But just as a plant thrives in sunlight and rain, so too can we flourish when we nurture our spirit. Divine energy of the universe has the potential to blossom into strength and resilience. This healing energy is constantly flowing through our minds and our bodies. Greg Braden wrote in his book, The Divine Matrix, through the oneness that lives inside of you, me, and all humans who walk the planet, we have a direct line to the same force that creates everything from atoms and stars to the DNA of life. Revealing Word defines health as a statement of being sound or whole in mind and body. It is the normal condition of human beings. And when we think about healing, we are shifting to a higher consciousness of wholeness, peace, and unconditional love. We are changing the current conditions of our bodies with divine power from within to bring about a healthier state of being. God created us to be whole and well. As we rest quietly in an awareness of the presence and power of divine spirit within us, we are renewed and re-energized. So today I'd like to focus on the positive ways that we can influence the healing process. Our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore, discovered truths about the healing process after she was given the prognosis of having 6 months to live. Tuberculosis was a part of her adult life, and doctors were telling her that it would soon take her life as it had taken so many of her family members. In 1886, Myrtle was very sick and searching for help. And we have to keep in mind at that time, you know, the medical profession was just really beginning to build. And they did a survey at a hospital, and this was in 1910. It resulted in a recommendation to reform and raise standards. Apparently, they were much lower than they felt they needed to be. So Myrtle's search for medical treatment was not likely to have produced many options. Although Unity practices, we believe in doing whatever we need to do with medical assistance, excuse me, it was just limited at that time. Myrtle and her husband Charles attended a lecture by Dr. E.B. Weeks, and Myrtle came away with an epiphany from a phrase that she heard that ended up extending her life. I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. And it started her on her self-healing journey. The key to her discovery is that life is to be guided by intelligence and making all forms of life. Life is a form of energy, and it has to be guided and directed in a person's body by his or her intelligence. So by thinking and talking, she could communicate intelligence to the life in every part of her body and have it to do just what she wanted it to do. She began to teach her body, and she had great results. She told each organ it was full of energy, strong and intelligent, alive with pure energy of divine spirit. They were drawing on an unlimited source. that the pure love of Jesus Christ flowed in and through her beating heart. She spoke to her body silently and aloud until her organs responded. She blessed her body and encouraged it with true thoughts and words in its wise work of building up her body. She was watchful of her words and her thoughts. She prayed hourly that Jesus would be with her and help her to think and speak only kind, loving, true words. She brought to her awareness that divine spirit was with her, and feelings of peace and calm moved through her. Within 2 years, Myrtle was completely healed, and she lived another 45 years. Our fourth unity principle is that prayer is creative thinking that heightens the connection with God and therefore brings forth wisdom, healing, prosperity, and everything good. Unity uses affirmative prayer, which is focusing our thoughts, aiming our intentions, aligning ourselves in oneness with divine spirit, and affirming that whatever we need is already ours. Myrtle Fillmore spent many hours during her healing process in prayer, and after Charles Fillmore saw the result of Myrtle's healing process, he began following her practices as well. And he had injured his leg when he was very young, and it didn't really grow like the other leg. It was a little shorter, not quite as strong. So he began to do the same prayer work as Myrtle had shown him. He described his experience of opening up to his spiritual nature. He believed that his leg would be made whole, strong, and perfect. He spent many hours in prayer. And those who knew him over a long period of time attested that as time passed, his leg grew in strength. Some people said even in length, but he was able to discard his cane and his braces. In an article he wrote, he stated, "This, Spirit tells me, is the transformation of mind and body." And it reminded him of the scripture, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." In 1889, Myrtle and Charles were sharing their healing practices with many people that lined up for prayer work outside their office. Silent Unity, which was initially known as Society of Silent Help, began as a prayer group that met in their living room and grew to share affirmative prayers with millions of people all over the world, with many who had sent testimonial letters of their healing. And when the telephone became available, of course, they began to use that as well for their prayer requests. May Rowland was the head of Silent Unity from 1916 to 1971. She was known as the second mother of Unity, and she described the benefits of prayer. As you pray, you generate the spiritual energy that renews and heals you in mind, soul, and body. May stressed that it was divine spirit, not the Unity workers, that did the healing. Silent Unity claims no miraculous power except that by faithfulness in prayer and obedience to the Spirit of truth, it has become a channel through which God's love is continually poured out upon all who ask. One of the best things about prayer is that it awakens and arouses within you the self, the true self, that is capable of standing regardless of what comes. If you would like to contact Silent Unity, they are amazing. You can call them all during the day, and I don't know how late they're open, but I called once at about 3 a.m, and they answered with the most beautiful prayer. So they are there for us. And if you want to copy that on your phone, you'll be able to call them at any time, or you can also do it online. Addictions are one of the most serious health issues faced by individuals. It can take a toll on personal health, relationships, and ability to function in the world. Conquering an addiction can be one of life's greatest challenges. Prayer helps us find inner strength. And one of the letters received by Silent Unity expressed their gratefulness for just such prayers. So I wanted to read this to you. I thought it was pretty heartfelt. Thank you is so inadequate to express the fullness of my heart for all at Unity, and in particular Silent Unity. Since I phoned you in utter desperation and misery, it had just dawned on me that I am an alcoholic. And since that prayer, nothing but good has happened to me. The most important happening is that I was prompted to get in touch with AA. I was lodged there almost immediately. I remained there for 9 weeks and 3 days, and I thank God for such a place. I pray that God in his infinite goodness and mercy will be able to use me to convey by my life, or I should say, by Christ's life in me, the good news of salvation from this drug. The relationships with my family are now joyful. Understanding, sympathy, helpfulness, and love abound. I was strengthened as I joined with you and others in prayer. I clung to the prayer that was being offered and that God was hearing and answering. Bless you, dear Silent Unity from California. And they receive thousands of letters, probably millions of letters over the years. Sometimes our greatest pain comes not from illness or adversity, but from difficulties in our relationships with others, especially those we love. In spiritual counseling and praying with others about relationships, the Fillmores always kept their focus on the highest purpose of life, filling every thought, word, and deed with love. When we follow that purpose, we are naturally guided in the right direction, whether it means letting go of a relationship, mending a relationship, or taking on a new relationship. Centered in spirit, we are able to gratefully let go of old hurts, resentments, or guilt. This is a story about 2 brothers who lived on adjoining farms, and they worked very well together for many years, but they fell into a conflict. And it was the first serious disagreement in 40 years of just farming side by side, sharing machinery, sharing labor, goods as needed without any problems at all. And then the long collaboration fell apart. A small understanding grew into a major difference, and it exploded into an exchange of bitter words and then silence. One morning, there was a knock at Jim's door. He opened it to find a man with a carpenter's toolbox. He was looking for a few days of work. Do you have a few small jobs here that I could help with? Yes, said Jim, I have a job for you. Look across the creek at that farm. That's my neighbor. In fact, that's my younger brother. Last week, there was a meadow between us, and he took his bulldozer to the river levee, and now there is a creek between us. He may have done this to spite me, but I'll go one better. See that pile of lumber curing by the barn? I want you to build an 8-foot fence so I won't have to see him anymore. The carpenter said, I think I understand the situation. Show me the nails, and I'll do a job that will please you. Jim helped with the materials for the carpenter, and then he went to town for some supplies. And the carpenter worked hard all day. And then about sunset, Jim returns, and he was surprised to find there was no fence. It was a bridge stretching from one side of the creek to the other, and it was a fine piece of work. The neighbor, his younger brother John, was coming across the bridge, his hand outstretched. He told his brother that he was a good brother, especially after all that John had done. The 2 brothers met in the middle of the bridge, taking each other's hand. They turned to see the carpenter leaving. He had other bridges to build. Forgiveness and love are central to the teachings of Jesus, who taught us to forgive our debtors and to love our enemies. There is a scripture in which Peter asked Jesus if another member of the church sins against me, how often should I forgive? As many as 7 times? And Jesus answers, not 7 times, but I tell you, 77 times. Wounds from troubled relationships often can't heal until we forgive each other. When we forgive, we experience tremendous healing of the body, the mind, and the spirit. It doesn't matter if we are forgiving a fresh wound or an old hurt. In fact, the person we are forgiving may not even know that what we have changed in our hearts and our minds. But the impact of this in changing our thoughts and our feelings, it impacts our bodies. Sometimes when we're wronged by others, and sometimes we even play a part in a situation that goes bad. But no matter who is to blame, we can't heal until we forgive others or ourselves for making a mistake. When we forgive, we change negative thoughts and feelings that impact the stress chemicals in our bodies to positive attitudes and harmonious feelings. We are filled with the healing love of divine spirit. Our part is to be open and receptive to love, healing, and a universe of infinite possibilities. Divine love washes over us and nourishes our soul. Our third unity principle is that our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs have the power to create our reality. Therefore, we can change and influence our bodies and healing with our thoughts and feelings. It's important to focus on what we desire for our health and feel the positive attitude of gratitude for the healing that is already taking place. Reverend David McClure is a unity minister. He wrote The Healing Tapestry, a memoir of divine guidance. It's a fairly new book, and I just received it. It's a good book if you're interested in his path, not only his healing path, but he talks about the guidance that's gone on through his life. He told his amazing healing story that began when he was 76 years old. He went to the doctor because he had some lumps on the back of his neck that were just kind of itchy, and he was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic melanoma. That means the skin cancer had spread to other parts of his body. His doctor told him that he only had a few months to live, if that. Initially, he felt hopeless and beyond despair. However, deep within, he still felt like he had resources with him to draw from. He started with forgiving and asked to be forgiven. He felt guided to set things right and make amends with everyone he may have hurt or harmed over the years. He found a pamphlet titled How I Found Health. That was written by Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore. And in it, she had written how she had asked her body for forgiveness for the foolish, ignorant course that she had pursued in the past when she had condemned it and called it weak, inefficient, diseased. David blessed every square inch of his anatomy, thanking it for its years of service. When he felt fearful or gloomy, he remembered a scripture in which Jesus said that if your attention is on what's going on in the world, and David added what's going on in your body, you will have what he called tribulations. Jesus said to be of good cheer, and the New Revised Standard Version translates it as take courage. He chose to distract himself by watching his favorite football team on TV, and they were losing. So he started to turn off the TV when he heard all these cheering fans, loud roar, and he explained there's only 11 players in the game at one time, which I wasn't quite sure of. I've learned a little bit about football. But the fans were called the 12th man. The tempo of the game shifted, and his team found their second win and won the game. And this was a game changer for David because it was a turning point in his attitude about life and his situation. He writes, in that moment, he stood up straight and he began to believe in himself again. He created his own 12th person man-woman healing support team. So he included his doctors, his family, his friends, Silent Unity, all the ministries that he'd served, Facebook friends, and he asked if they were comfortable to pray for him. He realized how different life is when we have encouragement from others. And I believe it's a spiritual community like ours that can provide wonderful support. His cheering section included nature. He and his wife, Donna, who was also a Unity Reverend, took a trip to Muir Woods in California. He said it felt like entering a church, the Holy of Holies. He hugged the trees and waited for guidance. His wife said, "Our spirit has been lifted. Our souls have been touched. Our bodies have been renewed." And David felt it too. It was as though he heard the very voice of the universe. He used his imagination to bring infinite possibilities and possibly healing too. He had been given a blanket in which had been blessed by a nephew who had a spiritual practice of gathering with a group for spiritual awareness and healing. And the group had all gathered around and also blessed the blanket. David felt the positive energy when he was wrapped in the blanket. And even when he felt down, he felt an energy at work that can turn things around. We can imagine ourselves as whole, perfect, and complete. He received a call from a friend about a new immunotherapy drug called Keytruda. The friend knew someone in a Keytruda clinical trial that had the same diagnosis as David. He had been participating in the clinical trial, and now the cancer was gone. So David was hopeful. He followed up, and he was put on a waiting list. But weeks later, the FDA had approved this particular drug, and it was in the newspaper. He had a friend bring it in to him at work, and then he had an appointment with his doctor the next day, and the doctor brings in this newspaper story as well. And so he wanted to begin right away to check to see if David could benefit from this particular drug. And so he, after 2 months, his health improved. And after 6 months, the cancer was gone. So he states in his book that the drug maybe isn't for everyone. It just happened to have worked wonderfully for him. So there are many accounts of Jesus healing in the Bible, and time again, he cites the power of the individual's faith as the determining factor, which I think had a lot to do with David's story. Faith in a power greater than ourselves prevents us from feeling helpless because we are connected to that power. Prayers can help keep us focused on our divine heritage of wholeness, and it comforts us body, mind, and spirit. In Jesus Christ Heals, our co-founder Charles Fillmore states, "It is found by those who have faith in the power of God that the prayer for health is the most quickly answered, and the reason for this is that the natural laws that create and sustain the body are really divine laws, and when man silently asks for the intervention of God in restoring health, he is calling into action the natural forces of his being." Researchers today attribute many miraculous healings to the power of faith and hope. And one of the things I really admire about Charles Fillmore was his willingness to be open to science and new education, new ideas, and what we can learn from it. There have been some amazing scientific findings since Charles's time that prove the Fillmore spiritual ideas and give us further evidence of the truth of our being. Dawson Church is a PhD. He's conducted groundbreaking research that has been published in prestigious scientific journals, and he also wrote some of our Unity articles, Unity Magazine articles. In his book, Mind to Matter, The Astonishing Science of how our brain creates material reality, he explains that the cells of our body are bathed in the surrounding energy fields. So these fields change the matter of our cells. We need to bathe our cells in the energy of love, appreciation, and kindness, and they are nurtured in the radiant fields of positive emotion, and that we have control over. In an interview, Dawson Church explained that a robust spiritual life is protective against cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and all kinds of diseases. As you meditate, as you act compassionately and laugh and have a joyful life, all those things have profound effects on our health. Over time, they affect your health chronically and determine your longevity. An optimistic outlook may add 10 years to your life. So if you are in a position such as a diagnosis of a disease or an unhealthy relationship, you do need to address these external factors, but Dawson Church talks about what can you do right now to shift your consciousness. He recommends that we wake up in the morning, align our consciousness with the highest possible frequency of which we are capable through meditation. Sit quietly, read words that inspire you, and enter a contemplative state. At one with the universe, the thoughts you think and the actions you choose will be different. The worldview from which you see life and creation will be expansive. You move into your day with a sense of equanimity, power, peace, joy, and love. That feels pretty great. So, joy plays an important part of the state of balance and wholeness. The potential for joy exists at every moment, but it's up to us to allow joy to be expressed. So we are the ones that decide to smile and to do our part. One of the greatest ways to express joy is to show appreciation for each other. Joy expressed as appreciation can be very healing for both the giver and the receiver. We each direct our own healing and tell our own story. And your story may be anchored in whatever you believe is missing or wrong or broken in your life, or it may be elevated by your newfound courage, evolving understanding, and conscious choices. Just know that you are perfect and whole, just as you are. I don't know if I'm saying this right. It's an Indian saint of the 17th century, Tukaram. He wrote a poem about being one spirit, and it's titled, "When I Lose Myself in Thee." When thus I lose myself in Thee, my God, then do I see and know that all thy universe reveals thy beauty. All living things and all lifeless things exist through thee. This whole vast world is but the form in which thou showest us thyself. It is but the voice in which thyself thou speakest unto us. What need of words? Come, Master, come, and fill me wholly with thyself. And let's take these words into a time of meditation. So just relax in your chair. Just allow it to support you in a comfortable position. You can rest your eyes if that is comfortable for you. Just breathe in a few deep breaths. And with each exhalation, release any tension, concerns, or negative thoughts. Breathe gently and easily notice the rhythm of your breath. We quiet our minds and become still, allowing this feeling of peace and comfort to relax every muscle in your body, from the crown of your head to your jaw, neck, shoulders, chest, arms, torso, legs, and into your feet grounded to the floor. Turning within to the sacred space where we are centered in spirit, we move our thoughts into a holy place of stillness and peace, feeling the power and the presence of divine spirit. Divine love and energy fill your heart, and you allow the healing light and unconditional love to permeate every space within your body. The healing energy within your body gently flows to any place within that feels comfortable for you. It bathes and it nourishes every cell with healing love. And we rest for a moment in the silence. Gently come back to this space, hearing the sounds in the room, gently moving your hands and feet, opening your eyes when you're ready. Divine Spirit, we are thankful for this time of healing in our body, in our mind, in our soul. And so it is. Amen.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We are one now, we are one now. 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 We are one now.
So now is the time for our offertory blessing, and we appreciate all the support for Unity on the Avenue. It does help to pay the expenses, but also we do share it with other nonprofits, so we're helping our greater community. And I would say the most important thing that we offer to our community is all of you. It's your energy, it's your love, and I say thank you for our community. Thank you so much for all that you do. So join me with the blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
I'm opening up
That's lovely. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank